Hello YouTube and welcome to my recap of the European International Championships. Okay, so the European International Championships ended like what, 4 hours ago? Hey, and of course, as a lot of people were predicting going to the final day, Wolfglick won. Wolfglick was using this Life Orb Koraidon team with Paris Trap. Koraidon Paris Trap is something that looks very interesting, and he said himself that it doesn't really work too well. But Lord Run Cryout was really cool. It does a lot of damage that I honestly didn't know it could do. As you saw, it pretty much almost Ok'd him right on it in top four or something. And it also just it Oko's a lot. It's very good. Or it's very good on this team. The reason why it's only good on like this kind of team is because like a Lorb takes away from its bulk, which you wouldn't, which you would really want on another team. But since there's so many supporting pieces here, like Ensign, Amoonguss, Screamtail, Gothitail, pretty much everything here is support for Crydon. Besides like Flurry, which is like kinda offensive, but only kinda. So basically, Crydon has all these supporting pieces, so its bulk is like less required. So it could afford to get drops in defense. It could afford to take a life orb recoil, somewhat anyway. Still not great though. Okay, and then Dylan or Dill Yeoman's team. Okay, this team is actually pretty cool. It's almost built like a discharge Mirai, but with a dazzling gleam and then water Furig. Uh, Roar on Furig is also like pretty good for, or it's really nice tech for trick room teams. Where like if you knock out the Pokemon with redirecting and Maraudon's attacks, or Urshifu's, and you just roar it out. Roar is also good for like setup mons like Caloric Shadow and stuff like that. Pretty useful tech. Iron Treads of the Choice Band is surprisingly strong. It OHKOs a lot with high horsepower, steel roller, mainly those two. Um, I forgot if it was booster attack or booster speed from the games, but I know booster speed's good to get the jump on Mirai, but attack is good just to get a bunch of Oka. I could probably just calc uh, uh, Iron treads, um, Joyce Band. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's proto speed because proto attack and knocks out World's Iron Hands. So yeah, it's proto speed, which makes sense because you want to get the jump on a lot. You basically come with a pre-built like an electric train. You come with a pre-built Dragon Dance, which is kind of crazy. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go through some other teams I find interesting, which isn't gonna be a lot of this, honestly. Like, let me look through here. Francesco Pio Pero. I know this team has been doing really well online. I'm not sure if Heatran's been running the uh the citrus berry. I'll go look that up real quick because I'm not sure if it. I swear it was. I swear it's zoom lens to get the boosted accuracy on the magma storms. Wait, is this one even running magma storm? Yes, it is running magma storm. Okay, so yeah, I know Heatran. I heard is like a really good check to like Koraidon and stuff. Or not Koraidon, it's on Zenta because with Magma Storm you bring it to like 90% health, 80% health, and you just knock it out uh, with the follow up Magma Storm once the turn ends. Okay. No, it's almost the same team except this one doesn't have Stealth Rock. It has Terra Blast. That's Goggles Ensign. Okay. Yeah, overall pretty similar team. Uh, I'm not sure. Actually, no. I know Screamtail Tropicos is really annoying to deal with at the beginning of the format. Like I know a bunch of people who ran that beginning of format last season. It was very annoying to deal with, but then I guess people found their way around it. Is probably something Calyx Shadow related. But this team looks pretty good. It has good matchups into a lot. Like if there's anything that looks too bad, it's Koraidon, but even then, like Terra Fairy, Terra Blast, Heatran is really good for that. If you get Terra Fairy, then you resist Collision Course, you're immune to Flare Blitz, you're immune to Dragon Claw, and you could Terra Blast it. And if it Terra Fires, then it's weak to like Ivy Cudgel and Terra Starstorm after Terra. So it just puts Heatran puts on a lot of pressure. Also, just an easy thing to switch in. Like, say your Topperghost is getting threatened, you switch in Heatran after Terra, of course, then just take it. Okay, other interesting teams. Okay, Kyle Living House. Uh, Kyle Living House. Okay, so huh. Oh, Sash Callie and Lord Powell. This sounds really annoying for a GC, but anyways, um, uh, the team is basically it's like a Chin Pao hyper offense team with Kali Shadow, which makes sense. But since you don't want the Indeedee, you instead have a Galarian Weezing that just has like an annoying support Pokemon that turns off everything's abilities. So, like you can protect them from an Urshifu, or you can just ignore like I don't know what like, good abilities there are to ignore. Like I guess Terra Shell, I have no clue. Uh, I swear I had other reasons before, but when I ran Guizing, but they're just kind of eclipsing me right now. I think just turning off abilities in general is good. Oh yeah, and photosynthesis. That's a big one. That's a big one to turn off. Yeah, so it's basically it's the Chien-Pao Dragonite stuff. Urshifu Rapid Strike is also good with Chien-Pao because you could just get your Surging Strikes boosted. Same with Iron Hands because there's no Drain Punch. Drain Punch would be good here, but at the same time, sort of ruin low kicks. Those do a lot. It's really good into Miraidon and stuff. Also, Encore on the Kali Shadow. That's really funny. Because you could just look at you could just encore something to protect when they try to play the defensive against you. It removes a lot of defensive counterplay that you wouldn't really get with most other moves. Okay. Raph Osborne. Okay, this is a team that really intrigues me. But that's mostly just because it's the Tinglu Dozo stuff plus another team style. Because I feel like Dozo Tinglu is less of a stall team or a stall core. It's more of just like a team you use to whittle down the opponent in the early game. Then you have like a balance core in the as your other mons. Like the Dawei C team, it's Kali Shadow, Heartflame, Dark Fool, Whimsicott, which is a really good offensive core. And this same here. It's just this bulky offense core with Zamazenta, Chien-Pao, Ogerpon Flame, and Raging Bolt. Interesting to see that the electric web over T-Bolt. This team kind of wants speed control, so I guess it's there. Do you have an AV used? I'm not sure why it is an AV, but I'm sure there's a reason. Okay. I'm mostly going over the interesting teams right now because a lot of this stuff is meta. Like, I guess the Joe UX9 team is like. I wonder how he did at Worlds. I kind of forgot how he did at Worlds, but pretty sure it was good. Um, Victor Jimenez Cole. Where is it? Okay, there. This team is really interesting because I, there is this double restricted tour online, and I found out about this team because this team went to top four when it didn't even have a second restricted. Like, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. History. Yeah, right here. It placed third. Granted, with some different moves like Sash Geary, Booster Flutter, stuff like that, and also completely different moveset on Dozo. Uh, but it placed third despite having no restricted. So I tried it out. It was actually really solid. Because it just did. It just has good matchups to basically everything. Honestly, I can't think of like a bad matchup besides like maybe Miraidon. Like besides Miraidon, it looks really good. Into like pretty much most things. Also, by the way, that's me with Trapinch, my little goat. Anyways, back on track. I I prefer specs on Flutter on this honestly. It, it just adds more offense to this. It's like an offensive core, Dozogiri, and then Weezing Galar just to add to it. Plus ability shield, Korai plus neutralizing gas is really cool because it almost acts like a clear amulet that also turns off other abilities once Weezing is right there. Because not only do you turn off Intimidate and still keep your Chocolate Pulse, you also turn off like Drizzle, you turn off other photosynthesis. So suddenly like Booster Flutter that can't beat you is then you because then you just Terrify or you Flare Blitz and then they're gone. So it's like it's a really cool team. I love it. If I wish Victor didn't get hacked, I wanted to see him go further. This team is really cool. I don't care that people hate to call Dozo Geary. It's just a cool team. Okay, I'm going to go through here and find some like off meta picks. Speaking of which, uh, okay, so this is recent Kali Shadow stuff, but then there's just like, and Rory Moon is like kind of common on these types of teams, but then there's just three Pokemon that seem quite out of left field, but I can provide you justification for most of them. Okidogi is basically like this balance breaker type mon that deals with what Kali Shadow doesn't like. Like Kali Shadow doesn't like instant, it doesn't like Rillaboom, it doesn't like Urshifu, stuff like that. And that's what Okidogi beats. It's basically like this balance breaker that goes through all the balance Pokemon you're restricted struggles with, and then just beats them, and then Calyx Shadow can clean up from there. Or the opposite. Calyx Shadow can just mellow down the team, and then Okidogi could just like drain punch everything. Upper hand is also cool because it prevents fake out against Roaring Moon, for example. I actually ran Okidogi Roaring Moon at the beginning of Reg F. It was really fun because you could just upper hand like any instant, knock him out, you tailwind, and then you just play hyper offense from there. Maushold is also like a friend guard Pokemon, which gives a lot of bulk to like the Okidogi and Kali Shadow, especially. It has Follow Me, it has Taunt, which because it has safety goggles, it can prevent Trick Room against like Amoonguss, and Kali Ice leads. It also has Fame to break wide guards that cause Kali Shadow problems, and also just Focus Sashes protects. And Iron Valiant, um, okay, so yeah, it's the wide guard mon you expect. I'm not sure what this thing is coaching. It's coaching the Okidogi, and that's like it. Like Rungoon outspeeds it, so it's really weird to pull off a coaching. Like you can pull off like one tailwind coaching, and then that's about it. There's nothing else on his team that runs physical attacks. So realistically, coaching two things that aren't restricted, which is honestly kind of weird, but I guess it works. I guess it works. Also, this moveset is very different for Weezing Galar, but I like it. It's less of a stall thing and more just being annoying. If Taunt, Whiff, Sludge Bomb. It's like the stuff that people used to run back in like Reg F. Yeah, Reg F. That kind of stuff. Okay, other off minute picks. To be honest, I had no prep for this video. I'm just recording it now so I could do it because EUIC had a really cool metagame, but I feel like nothing here is too worth going over. At least I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like all the off map pegs are just like either at the top or like nowhere to be seen like in the middle. Actually, I think there was one team that made day two that I want to go over. Oh yeah, about like two Okidogi next to each other. It's kind of cool with like Arachnid, Gastrodon, but I can't speak on it because I don't know what the team does. Um, right. It should be like somewhere over here. Hold on. I love improvising. I'm just gonna search by name because there we go. We should call it Rayquaza. Rayquaza made day two, chat. I'm pretty sure this is Rayquaza's first day two. I know it's his first day two of an international. I'm not sure for day two and anything else. And this team is really cool. Parasong, kind of funny. I mean, I guess that David Hunter got the meta call right. Parasong was gonna win EUIC. It just wasn't him. and then like as coaching Urshifu, so you could coaching and then you could Dragon Sense something, or you could just coaching Swords Dance. You get to +3 immediately and +1 defense, and then you just kind of steamroll the game from there. Chen Pao also drops everything's defense, so you could just extreme speed everything with Terra Normal. And this is pretty much a standard like Rayquaza setup team, honestly. I prefer like the kind of like wheezing Rayquaza stuff, just because it turns off like Armor Tail, Psychic Surge, stuff like that. However, I completely get this kind of team. I'm pretty sure I have something similar to this on my builder. Hold on, from the 2024 season. Um, it's almost the exact same team, just with Rilla over Wellspring, which to be honest I think is better there. Redirection is nice, but getting rid of the psychic terrain is also good. To be fair, Ice Spinner also does that. Just requires like a bit of extra work in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much all the cool stuff that happened there. Now it's time to wait. Did I see Klefki? Are my eyes messing with me? Oh, there we go. Wolchian, we already knew that was kind of good going to this, but Klefki. What does this thing do? Oh, Mystic Terrain. A Misty Terrain. Wait, what? Hold on. Grimmsnarl gets that too. I'm pretty sure it's just a defensive typing. That's why it's being used, because literally every move this Klefki has, a Grimmsnarl also has. And Grimmsnarl is just kind of better in almost every way. Like maybe Klefki has better bulk. Maybe he has like better matchups into like I don't know. This team looks pretty bad without. If Mienshao gets knocked out by like an Urshifu, it also looks pretty bad to Cali Eye. So I prefer Grimmsnarl, honestly. This is a fun team, though it of course is inconsistent. Like Precipice Slade, Stone Edge, Air Slash, Snarl, Draco Meteor, lots of moves I can miss. So I think we know why this guy didn't cut, but a cool team nonetheless. Anyways, yeah, that's those are some cool off meta stuff. But now let's talk about like how the meta will progress, because I feel like this tournament is gonna be really important for how the meta changes. Oh wait, oh slow bro. I love getting sent off track. I'm pretty sure this is just heal pulse stuff. Yeah, heal pulse to heal up Volcarona. Yeah. Anyways, don't need to go on about that much longer. Okay. So the meta game, what's gonna change going to next events? I personally think Kyogre is gonna see a like rise in usage, because in Cali Shadow, it should call it is just kind of there. I mean, and then Miraidon, like Terra Grass, Kyogre can deal with Miraidon, and then Miraidon also just won, so it could deal with pretty much all that stuff. Did Wolf play a Kyogre? Let me look. Yeah, that explains it. Okay. This tournament might have been different if we played a Kyogre. Because Kyogre is a big issue for Crawdon teams. It's a Grass Kyogre is a big issue for Miraidon. He could do things with Apollos maybe. Also Zama, like once they stop spamming Wide Guard, then they're pretty much everything gets obliterated by it. Because the main problem of Kyogre before, what was the problem with Kyogre? I believe it's just like all these like balanced Pokemon that are added to their teams, like Iron Hands, Raging Bull, Willowbooms, Moonguses, stuff like that. Uh, Delta feels very well, but Kyogre looks very well positioned right now. I know it just won something, but I feel like it could go and take another event. Obviously, we're gonna see Koraidon have a huge boom because Koraidon is probably just it just won, so a lot of people are gonna pick up the team. Then they're gonna they can't pilot it as much, so it's gonna see like usage for like one or two events, and then it's probably gonna fall off again because Koraidon's matchups aren't that good. But I feel like the Perish Trap mode really helped it, because Perish Trap, like as long as you take two knockouts, you could just win the game from there, or you just lead it, and then you have nothing to stop Koraidon. Got to tell Cryon is really cool because you could just fake out pin something and then just knock it out like right then and there. Okay, and also Tropicals is definitely gonna fall off. Cryon just won, so big reason, and also just uh, Kyogre's back, so it's just we drop and drop. Also, people probably realize that it's not good. Like, I'm sorry, Tropicals is just isn't a good restricted. My opinions since the Tyros video that's still in progress, got I messed up the showdown, which we call it tab. So since now the footage is messed up, since I'm recording, I'm like making a somewhat like I'm basically like making graphics for to cover up the showdown stuff, and that's taking a while. So yeah, so don't expect that to come out anytime soon. I don't think I'll have time for that. But yeah, Tropicals, I maybe rated it too highly. I don't know, but Tropicals, it it kind of fell off. Like once Kyle Shadow isn't at the top, there's like less and less reason to use it because at that point just go for a different restricted. Because like the only thing Tropicals has is a really good matchup into Kali Shadow, and even then some of them run Psyshock. Like let's look at Francisco Pio Pero's matchups. Like did he lose to a Kai Shadow? No, he won against every Kai Shadow, which is cool and all. But yeah, um, I'm pretty sure that's all I gotta say here. What restricted I think I is gonna win the next event? Kyogre, and then yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Oh wait, I do got one more thing I gotta say. There's a surprising lack of Zamazenta in day two. Like actually, yeah, just a lack of Zamazenta, which is I find pretty interesting. Can it show you how many are in day two? No. Okay, whatever. But yeah, Zamazenta just I see less and less like at the top, like one made cut, and then there's a few more down here, like a Zama right there, um, a Zama right there. Then just continue scrolling down, and there isn't as much Zamazenta. I'm pretty sure it's just because like people are getting used to the types of Zama that have been running around, mostly like the Michael DeBresti stuff. So now people are trying to innovate, like this some semi new, which we call it Zamazenta Tingaloo stuff. It looks really good, and it probably caught a lot of people off guard coming to this event. I mean, it's also some success in Victory Road before too, but I feel like that's what's best right now. But I feel like with enough innovations on it, it can come back. And thinking of coming back, I'm gonna go back. But thank you so much for watching this video. Next week, I'm gonna have my draft analysis up. Hopefully, it's either gonna be a draft analysis or a video about my GC team because the GC ends that Sunday. Okay, so anyways, YouTube. See you guys in the next video. Peace.